This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, Dinesh. Thank you for joining. Hi, Salo. Hello, Sai. Hi, Tarune. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Okay. So we have seen how to implement playbooks with variables, playbooks with loops also we have discussed. Okay. So today there are a few miscellaneous pending topics related to Ansible. So we will be discussing with uh, multiple with underscore items. There is a concept called handlers. There is concept of error handling. So these are the three topics which we want to discuss for our today's session. Okay. So let's connect to controller. Yes, Dinesh. Yes, Dinesh, you can ask me a doubt. Cannot hear you. I have connected to controller. So I think we have created a folder called playbooks, isn't it? Yes, we have created a folder called playbooks. Let's enter into that particular folder. Okay. The requirement is, we'll discuss that. You have any mic problem, Dinesh? Could you speak, Dinesh? Okay, so we'll discuss that offline. Look at my requirement. I want to create a playbook. Welcome, Deba. We have just started. Okay. The requirement of the playbook is we want to create a playbook. I'll tell you the commands. Okay, we have a roundabout solution for that, Dinesh. Okay, I'll message you. Tree needs to be installed in all the manager nodes. Git needs to be uninstalled. JDK needs to be updated. Apache needs to be installed by updating the cache is nothing but updating the apt repository. So it's the point is not all softwares needs to be installed. One needs to be installed, one needs to be uninstalled, one needs to be updated. Now, how do you handle this? So in that case, you cannot hardcode state equal to present, update cache equal to yes with only one variable. You need to have multiple variables, and that should be executed in a loop. We have seen how to run a loop with one variable. In the previous example, you have created a variable. Name of the variable is item. Now here we need multiple variables, and that playbook should also be executed in the loop. Now how can you handle that? Look at the way we can handle it. Installing software packages. Host web server. That means you understood that I want to run the playbook on the web server group. Install software packages. What module? apt module. Item.a, as you need multiple variables, it is mandatory that you should start with item.variable name. This item is a keyword that's mandatory whenever you are implementing loops. Item.second variable, item.third variable. Got it? With underscore items is to use to implement loops. First time loop will be executed for tree present node. That means tree will be installed without updating the apt repository. Git will be uninstalled. JDK will be uninstalled, and then Apache will be installed with updating the apt repository. So this is what I want to tell you, that we can have multiple variables, though it's not mandatory that you need to have only one variable when you are implementing loops. This is multiple variables implementing loops. So let's run this playbook. Okay, so let's delete this. Escape colon W to save and quit. Running the playbook. It will take some time as the loop needs to be executed for the 4 times. Gathering the facts is nothing but on how many IP addresses it should run, 2 missions, because the group is on 2 missions. Please observe. Perfect. One is installing, one is updating, one is pre-installing without apt repository. So it's up to you. So just want to tell you that, I just want to tell you that we already have seen how to use loops in the previous session. Loops with variables. Whenever you are dealing with loops with variables, the variable name should start with item dot variable. Item is predefined word, dot variable. You need to use this item. Clear? This is how to handle multiple variables with loops. With underscore item is a keyword which is used to implement the loops for the APT module. Okay, let's look at one more example. Working on multiple with underscore items. Multiple modules with multiple with underscore items. In this playbook, how many with underscore items we have used? Only one loop with underscore item for one module. But we can have multiple modules with multiple with underscore items. What does that mean? Look here. I want to create multiple users. So which module? User module. I want to create files and directories. File module. To achieve this task, you need to use 2 modules. User module, file module. Look at this name of the playbook, playbook 12, that's fine. Creating users and creating files. User module. I'm not hard coding username. I'm not hard coding password. I'm not hard coding the home directory. Because that I'll pass it using with underscore items. Look at this. This is username. This is the password. This is the user home directory. So what will happen? Loop will execute for 2 times. This with underscore items is specific to user module. Second module, second task is creating files. For that I use file module. This with underscore items is for file module. So this is combination pairs. Module and the corresponding with underscore item. One module you want to execute 5 times. Second module you want to execute 10 times. So don't think that with underscore item should be should be used only once within the playbook. No. With underscore item is specific to module. This with underscore item is for user module. This is for with underscore item for file module. Okay, so I hope you understood how can we deal with multiple with underscore items for multiple modules. Done. See, perfectly working. And I'm running it on host all. That means not on a group, on all the machines. Fine. And all the modules are executed successfully. This is for creating files and directories. Perfect. And this is for creating multiple users. This is an example to make you to understand that we can have multiple with underscore items or multiple modules. Okay. Okay. Now, if you want to check a user is created or not, no doubt when you're getting it in yellow color, that's a proof that the user has been successfully created. Files also have been successfully created. You don't need to understand it. Let us move to next concept called handler. Let us move to next concept called handlers. Handler is a piece of code that is executed If one other module, if some other module is handler is a piece of code that gets executed if some other module is executed successfully and made some changes. Handler will execute if some other module is successful. Upon successful execution, if module 1 is successful, then only module 2 handler will execute. Handlers are executed only after all the tasks section is completed. Handlers are executed in the order mentioned in the handler section. Even if handler is having multiple items in the task section, it will execute only once. All this they'll try to understand with an example. Look at this. Look at this playbook. In this playbook, the name of the playbook is playbook 13.yaml. Fine. Yes. We want to configure Apache 2 using handlers. Okay, whatever name can be anything. Under task section, installing Apache 2. The first thing what I'm doing is I'm installing Apache 2 in all the manager nodes. Whenever you want to install software, we already know this. We are using what module? APT module. Good. Okay. Name equal to Apache 2, state equal to present. What will happen? Apache 2 will be installed in all the manager nodes. Fine. After Apache 2 gets installed, I want to change index.html. We have a default file called index.html. I want to place my own content. Copy module is used to copy the content into all the manager nodes. I'm using a second module called as copy module. What content you want to place? You want to place any static content. I'm using a word called Durgasoft is the content which I want to place it in my index.html. So this is task section. In the task section, obviously you need to mention what task you want to perform. I want to perform 2 tasks. One is APT. I'm using 2 modules. One is APT module. The other one is copy module. And we have a handler here. Handler is a piece of code. This is a piece of code that gets executed if some module is successfully executed. Which module is successfully executed? We have 2 modules, right? When the handler gets executed upon successful of a particular module, which module? So what is the name of the handler we have given? Restart Apache 2. That handler I have linked to copy module by using notify keyword. This is a handler which I have linked to which module? Copy module only. That is, this handler is related to copy module. This handler is not related to APT module. How do you link a particular handler to a particular module? Using notify. Do you have notify in the APT module? Do you have notify in the APT module? No. So this is the notify. In that notify, what you are mentioning a name. That's nothing but the name of the handler. This means when the copy module is successful, then only the handler gets executed. Upon copy module is successfully executed, then the service module, what I'm doing using service module, I'm restarting the Apache 2 service. So now look at this, look at the theory. Handler is a piece of code that gets executed when some other module is successfully completed. That's what, isn't it? Handler is a piece of code that executed some other module is successfully completed and made some changes. This handler is nowhere related to APT module. Handler is nowhere related to APT module. So let's experience this. Creating a playbook. Save and quit. Running the playbook. When you run the playbook, observe what happens. Installing Apache 2. Green color, that means Apache 2 is already installed. Fine. Okay, in one module, in one machine it is not installed, so it is getting installed. Fourth machine is also not installed, it's getting installed. Editing index.html file. Yes, yellow color. Two tasks, right? One is installing Apache 2, completed. After that, second task is what? Editing index.html file, done. After editing running the handler, it is clearly mentioning that it is running the handler. Restart Apache 2 is the name of the handler. Why handler got executed? Because index editing this copy module is successful. Note. Look at this. As index.html is successful, handler is getting executed. If we rerun the playbook, handler is not executed. I'll run the playbook one more time. Now guess what happens when you run the handler one more time? Installing Apache 2 is already installed. So you'll get it in green color. Index.html file already having same content. You'll not get it in yellow color. You get it in green color because it has no changes. As the copy module has no changes, handler will not get executed. Done. Please observe the result here. Installing Apache 2 green color because Apache 2 is already installed. Index.html file editing will also not happen because already it's edited. So are you getting handler? What is the name of the handler? Running Apache 2. Are you getting the message called running Apache 2? No, handler is not getting executed. Handler gets executed when some other module has made some changes in the manager. No, copy module has not made some changes, so handler will not get executed. Got it? That's the beauty of handler, to perform related operations. If task 1 is completed, then I want to do something. If task 1 is not done, I don't want to do. So when you want to perform this kind of related actions, then you need to go for using handler. Next, error handling. Handlers is different. Error handling is something related to exception handling. Something. So Deva, in the long back, you have asked if one module is not abnormally completed, it's not successful, then what happens to the remaining modules? How do you handle that? You can handle it using error handling. Please observe here. If any module fails in Ansible, the execution of the playbook terminates over there like any other programming language. Abnormally gets terminated. When we know the certain module may fail, when you think that a module may fail, but still you want to continue execution of playbooks, we use concept of error handling. We have 3 sections here. In case of error handling, when you're dealing with error handling, you need to follow 3 sections: block section, rescue section, always section. We have 3 sections. The section of code that might generate an error, we write it in the block section. If you think a particular module may fail at runtime, write it in the block section. If you compare with Java, we have I think try block. If you think the block may fail, we write it in try in the same. If error encounters, control comes to rescue section, something like an exception section. Rescue section. Always section, we have one more optional section called as always section. It gets executed every time, irrespective whether the block is successful or failure. I think there is in Java, we can compare it finally. If you are familiar with Java, I think there is a block called finally block that gets executed at any point of time, whether the error has been encoded or not. In the same way, we have 3 sections here: block section, rescue section. Look at the playbook, try to understand the playbook. This playbook demonstrates the concept of error handling. Block section, rescue section, always section. What I'm writing in the block section, please observe. Installing Apache 1. Apache 1 is the older version. Apache 2 is the newer version. APT module is used for any software, right? Apache 1 state equal to present. What will happen? We are trying to install Apache 1. Apache 1 is a outdated version. It is removed from the APT repository. So this section will fail. This module will fail. If any module fails, then control comes to rescue section. In the rescue section, what I'm writing. If not Apache 1, I want to install Apache 2. Again, APT module, Apache 2 I'm installing. My target is to install Apache 1. If that not happens, I want to install Apache 2. Always section gets executed whether the blocks, either it is a block section or rescue section. Always section gets executed whether we install Apache 1 or Apache 2. Apache 2, I want to finally check the URL response whether the Apache is perfectly pinging or not using the URI module. By mentioning with underscore item, that will execute URI module. I want to execute in a loop, and here we mention the 4 IP addresses of the managed nodes. Server 1 IP address. Server 2 IP address. So IP address. Server 4 private IP. I think URI module is giving some error. Not sure. Let me check. Insert mode. But you'll understand how exactly the block section and rescue section works. I want to run the playbook. Definitely, block section fails. Then rescue will execute. Please observe here. Failing. Rescue is getting executed. Point here to note, this is regarding URI module. I'm not sure why URI module is failing. Installing Apache 2. No package. Apache 2 is not there in the APT module. Apache 1 is not there. So block section, as block section is failing, rescue section is getting executed. Installing Apache 2 is where in rescue section, right? Getting executed. So if one module is failed, you want to get it with other module, then we go for rescue section. Always section gets executed irrespective whether the block section is successful or failure. I'm not I doubt why the URL, I need to work it out. Unsupported parameters. I think parameter 2000 need not be there. I think so. Let's try this. Double yes. $2,000. What's the problem with that? $172. Looks like some problem here. Okay, I will check out. That is the concept of rescue section, something like an exception handling. Okay, if one section is failing and you want to do some other activity, if it is error handling is if one section fails, then other module gets executed. Handlers is one section is successful, then other modules. So we have both options. If it is successful, you can perform an activity. If it is failing, you can perform an activity. If it is successful and you want to perform some activity, you need to go for handlers. If it is failing, you want to perform some activity, we need to go for error handling. So they have implemented this concept slowly. They are implementing programming language features to make this more powerful. So this is all about Ansible. So Ansible is helping us in performing configurations in all the manager nodes with all this creating playbooks and working with modules. Clear about this? So this is all the concept of Ansible which I want to discuss it. Okay, with this we have completed the concept of Ansible. We need to move to next concept of next tool called as Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a container orchestration like Docker Swarm. Kubernetes is also container orchestration. So what Docker Swarm can do? Load balancing, handling failure scenarios, performing rolling updates. The same thing can also be done by Kubernetes. Okay, but Kubernetes, I will show it in Google Cloud Platform, not on AWS, because AWS is very, very expensive. I cannot show you Kubernetes on T2 Micro because this 1 GB RAM, these machines are not suitable. So it becomes very expensive if I show it on AWS environment. So rather than showing it on AWS environment, I want to show this Kubernetes examples on Google Cloud Platform. So if you have like how we have signed up for AWS, if you have time, try to explore and sign up for Google Cloud Platform. Anyways, I'll also show that. In tomorrow, we will log into Google Cloud Platform. We'll experience how exactly GCP looks like, and then we'll start. First, we'll discuss about the Kubernetes architecture, how it looks like. Also, so we are starting the Kubernetes tool freshly from tomorrow. Okay, so that's it for today's session. So please practice. Okay, and
One question, Sunil.
yes, Deba.
Yeah. So, what is Ansible Tower?
Ansible Tower.
Yeah. Do you know?
I don't know, Deba. I will check it out. What is Ansible Tower?
Okay,
And
fine.
is it also used for performing configuration?
Yes, I mean it's a Red Hat product. I mean it's similar to that. Like it is used to install or have Ansible. So there, I mean, I had heard about it being used somewhere. So
Ansible Tower.
yeah.
Okay, I'll check that, Deba. Okay, I'll check it. I'll
Okay.
update it.
Okay.
Okay.
And one thing is like I had asked this earlier also. So probably how all of these things tie together, like in a DevOps role or in a DevOps
We will see
engineer's
that.
world.
You will have a scenario once all the tools has been completed. Kubernetes gets
Okay.
completed.
Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
we'll see that. Okay.
Thanks.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
Dinesh.
sir. Yesterday I tried to install, sir. I reinstalled those things, but it's saying now it's unable to locate package Python
Python
pip.
pip,
Something like this.
Python pip. Recently, there are some modifications done on Python pip. Okay, so that's the reason maybe you are facing problem. So search. We have Python pip alternative. Okay. Anyways, I'll show you the. I'll send you the script. So we have to run few more commands so that Python pip will be installed. I'll send you the mail, Dinesh. Okay.
Sir, one second, sir. Previously, I terminated those things, sir. I newly installed, sir.
I got it. Yes, yes, yes. So they have recently made some changes in this Python pip and Python package, because of which it is giving you a problem installing Ansible. We have
Yes,
turnaround
sir.
commands to do that. I'll mail you this. Okay. Even I have tried. I have experienced the same problem, Dinesh. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So we
Thank
have
you, sir.
other option. Okay.
Now you send us, sir. Hello.
I will mail you the scripts to install.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, I.
So for this DevOps and AWS, which type of certifications we can it is better for?
No, for DevOps there's no certification because every tool has its own organization, so there's no common certification for DevOps. But if you are looking for certification, I recommend you to complete a AWS certified solutions architect at associate level. Okay. So
Okay.
that will add value.
Solution architect it is.
Yes.
So it is associate or professional level. So it is?
You should first attempt associate. You cannot directly do professional level. First, you should complete associate level and then go to professional level. Okay.
Okay.
Sir,
Solution architect is helpful for the getting a
Full
job. For,
get more number of calls.
Sir Sunil sir,
yes.
one
Yes.
small doubt, sir. Sir, actually, I'm 18 passed out, 2018 passed out. Currently, I'm working as some system admin. Sir, is solution architect is fine for me, sir, for certification?
Yes. So
Sir, you have any dumps with you? A
I
previous
send
dumps?
I'll reply the dumps also.
Yeah, okay, sir, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye everybody.